show didn't feel planned, it didn't feel earned, and it didn't feel finished. But by the time Sami Zayn stood tall in Montreal and Drew McIntyre tried and failed to steal the moment, WWE reminded us of one thing. You can throw a show together last minute, but emotions will always save you. Welcome to the Tea Drop. Strong brew, no soft behavior. This is Saturday Night Main Event. The best one so far since its resurrection. And somehow it snuck up on us like a roll-up pin. But it still was a great show. We got 2 matches that were added at the last second. A card that felt more assembled than crafted, but that Saturday night had 3 things carrying it. The Montreal crowd, the chaotic beginning, and Sami Zayn. Stephanie McMahon opens the show because Joe Tessitore is stranded in an airport in Detroit, which somehow feels very on brand. She welcomes the crowd in both English and French, and immediately the building is alive. The opening video is shown, and it does what it always does, showing that how important this show is, its history, and trust us, bro. We're going to do a good show. Then we cut backstage to Jacob Fatu, who drops the line of the night. I went from EBT to WWE. That's him becoming a menace. We get, first, to start off the night, Cody Rhodes versus Jacob Fatu. Except it never became a match. Jacob Fatu attacks Cody during the entrance and the bell never rings. This becomes a pure brawl. Referee bump, Nick Aldis and his groups of agents rush out. Fatu nearly wiped out ringside with a massive flip dive. Then it spills everywhere in the arena. Over the barricade, into the crowd. Drinks were even thrown. Trash cans flying. A fan put through a table. This stops being about wrestling and becomes unchecked violence. All over the place. Look at that. And then Drew McIntyre arrives. Drew sends Fatu through a table. He low blows Cody. Then powerbombs Cody off a platform through another table. Nick Aldis looks furious as Drew calmly walks into the ring and then stares at the crowd, stares at the camera, and then just walks away. So this match has no bell, no decision, just a statement. We go into commercial. Then back from commercial, we get a Drew explaining it. He gets backstage and talks to Jackie, I believe. And he explains it. In simplest terms, that's what happens when you mess with me. And he's here to check on the roster and make sure that you know who you're messing with, basically. Message delivered. A good start of Saturday Night Main Event. And a good way to make Drew that more dangerous. Very, very good beginning. But we get better. We get women's tag team title action between Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus Roxanne Perez and Liv Morgan. This match had great ideas and one brutal execution flaw. Early chemistry clicks, fast pacing, smart tags, chaos and waves. But then comes the moment where there is a botched kick out. Couldn't get an image of it, but eventually the Pop Rocks hits. The referee literally stops counting because Rhea is late. And it kills the illusion for that moment. But they were able to recover, thankfully, creatively, because eventually Raquel Rodriguez interferes in the match, and then Rhea lands on the referee for a bump. Then you see Stephanie Vaquer run towards the ring to brawl with Raquel, which eventually they go out of the ringside and they continue their brawl somewhere else. Eventually, Rhea Ripley blind tags in and does a riptide towards Liv Morgan and ends the match. Titles retained, good structure, bad timing in some ends, but it was fits at the end and it was beautifully executed at the end. And the match worked far better than expected after all that. It was a good recovery by them. Then we get probably what I believe is the match of the night, and I think many people are going to say that. AJ Styles versus Shinsuke Nakamura. One more war. At least that's how they advertise it, hinting more that AJ Styles might be retiring at Royal Rumble. Hopefully not, but we won't know till next week. Before the bell, WWE does do a thing which to remind you that this rivalry didn't start here. It never really ended. They don't rush coming into the ring. They feel each other out like veterans who know every trick the other one has. Nakamura controls early, headlocks, pressure, psychology games, whispering, "Come on!" daring him to fight his fight. Styles fires back with speed, sharp strikes, sudden bursts, but Nakamura immediately targets the ribs. Knees, more knees, grinding pressure. The match slows by design, and it becomes more of a chess game between the two. Styles eventually traps the leg. Nakamura counters with submissions, but then the calf crusher, stretching Nakamura. Nakamura survives. He rolls through into the cross arm breaker. Now the arms are the story. Kinshasa attempts get teased, then denied. Styles clash. Counters, gets escaped. Momentum eventually started not lasting. Nakamura's knees finally gives out on a Kinshasa attempt, and that becomes the thinnest crack that AJ Styles uses. Styles sees it. He executes it. They trade strikes in the center of the ring. No one backing down. Then phenomenal forearm. Styles clash. 3 count. And boom. There you go. This was veteran level match greatness. AJ reminded everyone why he still belongs, even though it sounds like his time is almost up. It was a great match. They gave each other a familiar bump that they've done in the past. A nostalgia recall for those that have been following both of their careers all this time. It was a beautifully done match. Then we move to the main event. Fatal 4-Way. Orton versus Zayn versus Trick versus Priest. For the number 1 contender for Drew McIntyre's title at the Royal Rumble. Montreal detonates for Sami Zayn. And here's the truth about this match that you see. Trick Williams belongs in the main roster. He doesn't rush. He doesn't shrink. He doesn't look out of place. He looks like he belongs. And this match was chaos done right. Orton cleaning house as he always does. Priest wrecking bodies. Zayn fighting with all his heart, as you can only expect from Sami Zayn. Trick surviving and striking. Near falls everywhere. RKO's teased. Hell of a kicks flying. And then the finish. Priest takes out Williams. Zayn lines it up. Hell of a kick. Sami Zayn pins Damian Priest. And Montreal explodes. Sami Zayn's going to the Royal Rumble against Drew McIntyre. And Drew McIntyre immediately tries to jump Zayn when this happened, but Sami Zayn fights back and sends Drew retreating. Zayn stands tall in his hometown, title shot secured, moment protected. So we will see that as a match. It won't be the main event. Maybe it'll be the second to last main match. Maybe it'll start the night. I don't think so. I think they're going to do what they usually do. They'll do the women's rumble first. They'll do all the other matches in the middle, and the men's rumble will be the last match. Unless they really want Sami Zayn to finish, I think the men's rumble is going to end the night. And this will be the second to last match. But that's my thoughts. This show was perfectly built. It felt rushed. It was thrown together very close to the Royal Rumble, but emotions saved it. The AJ versus Nakamura match delivered. It seriously delivered. Trick Williams proved he's ready for the main event, or the main card at least. Drew McIntyre felt dangerous throughout this whole night. Sami Zayn gave Montreal what it demanded. He's no more Mr. Almost. He's now going. Now WWE has to follow through in the next week, because this is a week before the Royal Rumble. Is good enough? This good enough isn't good enough? We won't know. We will have to see what the build-up is for Raw and SmackDown next week, because after that, it's the Royal Rumble. So we will see what happens. Let me know in the comments what you thought about SmackDown. Saturday Night Main Event. Was it a great Saturday Night Main Event? Was it the best one so far? I think so. I think it's the best one since they resurrected this thing. They need to keep going at this. Whatever formula they did, keep at it. We'll see what happens. Strong Brew, no soft behavior. I'll see you on the next one.